Coach Greg Collins, and we'll open it straight into questions for you guys.
Coach, just it seemed tight there first half. Just what changed in the second?
Well, we came out in the second half, and Jeff got out of the full court stuff, and then we weren't able to score, so we couldn't press, and we didn't rebound, so we couldn't run, and so we were having trouble getting it up and down the floor. And really, that's what we spent the majority of our time right now, is really teaching the team how to get out and play fast and get up and down the court. And so when he got out of the full court stuff, and we just got in half court, it became hard for us to score, hard for us to rebound, and then we couldn't get up and down the floor as well. And so that's something we've been working on lately, but it's just we're not there yet. That's work in progress. I made a decision early on that we were going to become a good running team, and then we would develop our half-court offense next, and we've been working on it, but that's still not our strength yet. And so, again, the focus is on at the end of the season, being at your best. And so right now, I'm happy with where we are, getting them down the court. I think we do a good job with that. We got them down the court with Louisville tonight, which is really good. They're one of the best transition teams in the country. So we'll get better at our half-court. That was really the difference.
Is that kind of a positive takeaway that you have able to cut to single digits, get some run, just kind of make some shots?
Yeah, I feel like early on we probably had some nerves, some jitters about the first game and being a big game, and we didn't shoot the ball as well as some of our players like Lexus Brewer, Dees. I mean, they're good shooters, and even Sherry Porter missed a couple of shots. But once we settled down, we kind of got to doing what we did, and then we kind of cut it back down to single digits. We got them in foul trouble in the second quarter. I know with about 5 minutes to go, we were in the double bonus. And so clearly the plan went then was to attack the rim. And we kept getting to the free throw line, and it showed. I mean, that was kind of our game plan, was to make sure we got to the free throw line a lot. One of our goals was to put 75 points on the board. I felt like that was a positive. Obviously, we didn't do a good job on the defensive end. They shot almost 60% from the field. It felt like everybody that touched it was making their shots. But and we didn't turn the ball over as much, and that's another positive for us. We've improved in our turnovers from our close scrimmage to our exhibition game to our opener, and the competition has obviously gotten stiffer and tougher, and so we're taking care of the ball. We're moving the ball down the floor well, so we're growing. We're getting better.
What can you say not only about how Asia Durr played, but about how you game plan against her, and then what she does when you're out there on the field?
If Asia Durr is not the best guard in the country, I'm not sure who is. And it's not just because she can go score. Asia is she kind of is just a low-key winner. She'll be satisfied with the game and letting everybody else be in the play, and she can take over the game at any moment. And so we were trying to make sure we didn't leave her open at the three-point line, but she just put some shots right over our defenders' hands. And so we kept talking to them about making her bring the ball back down. And that's easier said than done when you're guarding a kid of that talent. So I mean, she's this may be one of, if not the best team that Jeff's had, and with her, they've got a real shot at being there at the end of the season.
How much did that set the tone early that she came out and hit those threes and scored the first 11 points, and just really was playing catch up from there after she started it all?
No, that set that. And early on, when she got hot like that, then I knew that our hope was that we would do a good job on her in defense, or that she would come out and miss some shots. But she was clearly ready to play. She was not overlooking us. She was trying to set the tone early. And once I saw that, I knew we had our hands full trying to make sure that didn't happen. And we weathered the storm a little bit. Kind of got back in that thing in the second quarter and got it trimmed down to where we were within striking distance. But then the third quarter, Jeff made a great adjustment. We weren't able to really execute in that second quarter and get back to what we wanted to do. So that's Asia. She's gonna keep them in games and win them a lot of ball games again.
What you see from Alexis and just being able to come out, she's getting back in that flow of playing, but playing the entire game against the kind of competition that is Louisville, and to lead the team in scoring and just overall tonight.
Well, I felt like she got a little frustrated early. I think she might have got winded early, and so we got her out and got her back in. She was great tonight. I felt like Whit Creech came back and played well down the stretch. Dee Givens was solid tonight. So overall, Raneem came back and played well and got close to a double-double. It's still, even with all of them, it still kind of comes down to we've got to do a better job on the defensive end, closing out and really making sure we make challenging more shots, not giving them as many open looks. And then on the offensive end, we've got to become a better half-court offensive execution team. And so when we get there, we'll be a real solid team. I like who we got.
Overheard you saying in the huddle after the game, you're saying this is over. that kind of the mentality now, so it doesn't kind of carry over into games like against Oklahoma?
We'll learn from our mistakes. We'll watch the film tomorrow. We'll watch some things that we need to do better, and then we'll get ready for the next one. We'll get ready for Oklahoma. Like I said, this isn't NASCAR. This is not the Daytona 500. This is Division I basketball, and it's not March. And so we're trying to make sure we're building and growing and getting better as a team each game, and that's our goal. And we wanted to win tonight, just like Louisville wanted to win. And so we're focused on now Friday night playing Oklahoma. And so, but the main takeaway is making sure we're growing and getting better as a team.
Where's Sydney Bob sort of fall into tonight's game plan? 5 minutes, not really out there a whole lot, as a senior that's contributed a lot off the bench.
She's trying to play through some injuries. She's been real aggressive in practice. She's tried to take some charges. She's got some bumps and some bruises that she's trying to get over. She flew into one of the curtain rails and got a cut on the back of her leg. And so right now every time she gets out there and plays, she tries to play fearless. I was teasing her. I said, just play hard. If you don't get it, it won't hurt. If you don't get hit, it won't hurt. And so I said, if you get hit, it's going to hurt. But just play. And so that makes her a little bit gun shy to play fearless. And so she'll get back. She's tough. She wants to be out there. She's just right now it's tough for her.
Of course, this is win number 300 for Coach Wall. How much did you follow his career? How you guys have known each other for a number of years, and how he's built the program over there?
Well, I teased Jeff and Michelle a little bit because when I was at Louisville, we had recruited Angel McCautry as a freshman, and then as a sophomore, she became a Kodak All-American. And then Candace Bingham had played for me in high school in the summer, and she had gone to Xavier and she transferred back. And so when he got the job, he had Kodak All-American with 2 years eligibility. And I was telling him then that Candace Bingham was his next best player, and she was really solid. And so I teased him. I said, that piece of net that you got from the Final Four, I should get a little bit of thread from that or something. But they've done a great job. You know, good coaches win with talent, and that's one thing that Coach Walls has done is he's had great players, but he's won, and he's played tough schedules. He's played, last year they lost 3 games. They beat Notre Dame twice. Notre Dame went and won the national championship. They lost to Connecticut, Florida State, and the Final Four to Mississippi State. And so, and then he's got, he graduated the Hines kid, but he's got the rest of the team back. And over the years, he just continued to get good players and win against good teams. And so he's one of the best coaches in the country. He's got one of the best programs going in the country.
And I was looking at the roster and noticed that Oklahoma lost a few pieces. What would you say is the key to beating this year's team, or what are you trying to emphasize going into Friday's game?
Well, I've been focused on Louisville first, and so I haven't begun to watch, really haven't even looked at the box scores or anything on Oklahoma. I'll do that once we get out of here. And our key will still be to make sure we're doing what we're good at doing. And we'll focus on a few things that Oklahoma likes to do, and we'll try to take those things away like anybody else does. And it'll be good for us to play on the road. We'll play in somebody else's gym. And so I think that we're trying to get some experience here. I think we got good players. We've got a good team. We have good chemistry. I think once we get some experience, we have a shot to be pretty competitive.